Welcome back. In this lecture, we'll learn Booleans. Python returns Boolean values, that is true or false, when an expression is evaluated. And by using bool function, we can evaluate variables and values. Now let's see the demo. Go to our IDE PyCharm, practice new Python file, and let's name it Booleans demo. And let's add the comment Booleans, that is true or false demo. So now let's see how Python evaluates a condition or expression and returns true or false. Print 7 greater than 2. 7 is greater than 2, right? So save the file, Control S, right click and run Booleans demo. So now you can see the value true is printed in the console. So now let's see 7 equal to 9. So run the file. Now you can see the Boolean value false is written in the console. So now let's add the comment. So Python returns true or false based on the condition or expression evaluation. Okay, so now let me create a string variable, name Bob and age 40 and height 6.2. Now let's try to evaluate the variables. This is a string variable, integer variable and floating point variables. Let's try to evaluate these three variables by using the bool function. So let's add this comment and let's try to print. We are trying to evaluate variables by using function bool. So print, by using the bool function, pass the string variable and evaluate string variable, and to evaluate integer variable, pass integer variable to bool function. Similarly, to evaluate floating point variable, pass that variable to bool function. Now let's try to run it. Now you can see the Boolean values written in the console, true, true and true. So that is how you can evaluate variables by using bool function. Now let's try to evaluate values by using bool function. So let's say print bool and let's pass string. Python programming language is fun to learn. Now let's try to run this program and see the value true is printed in the console. Let's add this as well so you can see in the console. So we are trying to evaluate the value using bool function. So now let's try to pass integer variable. Here we are trying to evaluate the variables and here we are trying to evaluate the values by using the bool function. So you can see the value true is printed in the console. So now let's try to pass Boolean value false and run it. Now you can see the value false is printed in the console. Now let's try to pass an empty string and you see the value false. And let's say we pass 0 and it is evaluated and you can see the value false. So let's try to give none and you can see the value false. So by using the bool function, we can evaluate the variables and also we can evaluate the values. In the next lecture, we'll learn Python operators. All right, see you in the next lecture.